Hey, I'm James McDougall.
I'm Lexi Grabowski.
I'm Briar Knowles.
My name is Jessica Malka.
I'm Christy Murdoch.
It's Alaska Lee.
I am Natasha Prasad.
I'm Megan Hemingway.
I'm Leanne Johnson.
My name is Snezhana Baikova.
I'm Kate Schroeder.
My name is Natasha Hurlbert.
My name is Rachel.
My name is Deborah Lee Smith.
I'm Rebecca Amzalag.
And I'm an actress and producer.
I'm an actress based in New York City.
Writer, actress.
I'm an actor.
Actor and filmmaker.
I'm an actress based in Los Angeles.
And I'm an actor, singer-songwriter.
I'm an actress.
I'm a model actress based out of Calgary, Alberta.
I'm an actor and a musician.
I am an actress based in Toronto, and I want to thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for tuning in to the Chat with Dan show.
Yes, 100%. I think we all have those things as actors that we aren't comfortable doing on screen. But for me, if something like I love playing a villain, I love playing all different kinds of characters, but if something in its core, in the core of the story, in the core of the theme is saying something that's just really, really not healthy, especially when children are involved. I recently watched a movie. It was actually, I won't name the movie, but it was a remake of a 90s film that they had tweaked, and the story was designed for children, and the themes and the lessons that they were communicating to children were so bizarre and awful. And there was even this sort of metaphorical rape scene with an adult and a child. I kid you not. I kid you not. And you'd be shocked. It's like Hollywood A-listers were in this film. And that's why I don't want to call it out. But I watched that movie. It made me sick to my stomach. So I think that, it's hard to say like right off the bat, like this is my whole list. I mean, I have a few things that I wouldn't really want to do on screen, but I think when you read a script, if like the central core of the message is something that you want to be part of or not. So of course, I'm an artist. I'm not just an actor, I'm an artist, and an artist chooses the type of art they want to put out into the world. And I definitely have had moments where I've watched films and been like, I don't know how this actress slept that night. You know what I mean? I don't know. And that was one of those films. So sure, there's definitely things that I wouldn't want to be a part of. There's a lot more out there that I do want to be a part of. There's so much incredible art being made. And I just think, if you believe in the project, you're like so much more invested in making sure that final product is like 10 out of 10,
Yeah. Jenna, thank you for bringing that up, because like one of the things that I think should never be shown is a rape scene. Period. If you allude to it, that's one thing, but showing the act is the other. And that's one thing that when my agent and I sat down, I was like, this is going to be in my contract that I will not do a physical. I can't bring myself to do that, because I have had friends that have gone through that, and all I see is the terror in their faces. And I will refuse. I don't care. There's no reason to ever show it. Alluding to it, like I said, is one thing. Like if the camera's stationary and the door opens and then two people go in and you hear things, that's where your imagination comes in. It doesn't need to be shown to you, because I have this stupid, weird, not fear, but I guess paranoia that some creep is going to watch that and get inspired by that and do that to somebody else. And I will feel personally responsible for what happened. So I that's one thing that I will refuse. I'll play any character you want. I could be evil. I could be mean. I could throw insults at you all day long, but that's one thing that I will always put my foot down on. There's no reason.
There's something to be said about, what you said. It's like, what's going to happen with this art afterwards?
Yeah.
And sometimes when you see certain things, they're shot in such a glamorized way, like, like rape, for the example being, is so about power and taking power away from someone and sort of getting off on making someone feel that terrorized. And like, when I do see scenes that sexualize it and glamorize it to an extent, I always think like, man, like this director, you know, they're definitely trying to maybe intend to show this as a negative thing, but somebody is going to see how like glossy and cool this looks, and it's going to be on some site, you know, the scene is going to be on some site. And so I think you do have to think about that when you think about not only what you're comfortable with and what the central message of something is, but like, you know, where's this art going to end up? And we're in a stage where like everything's changing so rapidly, technology, these websites, how people are accessing art and media. And I think as artists, we do have to have some sort of responsibility in our thinking of like, where's the audience for this? And where is this going to end up? So I think that that's a really beautiful point that you brought up.
Thank you.
I feel like I just hopped on this call and then I immediately was like, right.
No, it was such a good answer.
It helped me. It helped me so much because I was like, how am I going to bring this up? I'm the only guy on a panel of all women. How am I going to, like, you helped me out in that situation. So I thank you, Jenna. I really do.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well, you may be the only guy on this panel, but also I was offered a role one time that I definitely turned down of playing like a babysitter molester. And that's where I realized one of my edges and my boundaries. I'm just like, absolutely not. What's going on with this? I have no interest in doing that. And for me, I believe that we all have the capacity to basically do anything. We're all human beings. We have dials that we can turn up and turn down. And that's how we stay true to ourselves while playing characters that are like slightly different. But you know, we have massive capacity as humans, therefore as actors. But I don't want to go into the mindset of that person.
No.
It's a realm I'm not interested in going. So yeah.
I think that's important. Yeah, that you bring that up because, you know, we're also taught, like, especially starting out, like any role you get, like you should be, you know, jumping at it. You should be going right for it. So
how dare you say no? You're just starting. Yeah. So I think that's important too, to like, number one, being able to trust your gut and being like, nope, this doesn't feel right. Like, I don't want to do this. And also I think it's important too, to make sure that you're very comfortable with your team that you have in place, that you can, you know, feel as though, okay, if this is something I'm not comfortable doing, that, you know, you can work with them and it can be okay. That's okay, rather than feeling like you're pressured or forced because maybe you haven't worked in a while or whatever. So like I think that's a really cool thing to just, you know, have had the guts to be like, no, I'm not going to do this, even though I've been offered it. So
yeah, because it's sometimes it's not easy. Adding on to all of those really great answers, I personally pass on a lot of voiceover auditions for really violent video games, because I just really have a personal dilemma about, I don't want to encourage that kind of feeling, like not empathetic toward people of shooting them all the time. Like, I feel like that's not great for kids. And I just like, don't want to be the voice behind that they get addicted to. And so I personally just pass on them because it's not something I really want to do.
Yeah, a project. It's lovely to hear everyone's boundaries. I think that's amazing. Right?
Yeah, it is.
It's all personal too in some ways. So that's really nice to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I had a project that I worked on. It wasn't as extreme, like blatantly extreme, but I got cast in an independent pilot where I was like the woman, millennial, like cool boss. And I was like, oh yes, like I love this. This is so me. Let's do it. But the script wasn't finished. So I was brought onto the project before the pilot was finished. And once they finished the pilot script, I got it and I read it and I was like, oh no, I'm not like the boss. I'm just like the woman, the only woman who works in the office who was actually like cleaning up all of the like messes of all of the men. Like that was the point of my role. And I was upset because I was like, oh, this is totally not like what I was going into this project, like wanting to do. Like I was feeling very empowered and excited. So I went to the team who just happened to all be men. And I was like, hey guys, I would love if we could like flesh this out because I love this character I was brought on because I think you guys are like dope and this is great. And they were like, thank you so much, but no, we're keeping it the way that it is. And I said, okay, thank you so much. And I left the project, and it was crazy because it was like, I was so excited to work on it. Like it was like right in line with my comedy, like my stuff, like a sitcom, all of it. I was like, this is it. Mwah. But that was when I realized, oh, it actually matters to me, like what my characters are doing and what I'm representing, like even on that level. So even though it hit some of these boxes, like it wasn't enough. And then and Stephanie, I know you can probably relate, but that's when I went on to write my own stuff, because I was like, well, if I even got to that point and then I wasn't happy with it, I think I need to like try something else. And here we are. So yeah, it's crazy.
You just like knew in your gut that it was not you. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I've definitely struggled with that too. I feel like it is important for us to, as actors, to be able to kind of stand up for ourselves, especially because, nobody is going to have your personal best interests in mind other than you. Like it's terrible, but we are a commodity. People are making money off of us, and they're going to try to make money off of us. That's just how the business works. And so you have to be able to stand up for yourself. I remember one time I was attached to a project and there was just so much gratuitous nudity. And I'm like, why does she need to be topless in this scene in the kitchen? Like, he's like, oh, it's real life. And I'm like, I've never just stood topless making coffee, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You never stand topless making coffee? I do that all the time. Like that's a normal day. Like,
all right, like I burn my nips off. Like it's just
oh my God.
But that's the thing is, people get very attached to this idea of like, no, this is my vision and this is my that. And it's okay to say like, that's fine that that's your vision, but I just don't want to be a part of that vision. And even though it was the lead in this project, I was still a really young actor. So I was very eager to like have like the lead of an indie feature on my resume. I was just like, and I'm not sure who was saying it earlier. I think Stephanie, of just like, you don't know where this is going to end up after this. You don't know what websites it's going to be on. You don't know how long that, this is going to be out in the world. Like, is this really where you want your name to be known as?
Yeah.
It is the hardest when you're really young, because you think this could be my chance. Like this could lead to the next thing. And I'm blowing the whole thing. And I think as you get older and you become even more of who you are, and you realize, what this business, there's always going to be another opportunity around the corner. It's a little easier to say no to those things. When I was very young, I played a part where I was like a mob boss's daughter, and I got killed. And it was when I was non-union, it was like a $200 day rate. It was a very long day. And the director wanted me to fall with like my legs open to the camera. And I was like, no. And he was like, but this is how she would fall. I was like, I don't care. I'm not doing that. And like, he would never work with me again. But that was like the first time I remember like really feeling so strongly that this was not something I wanted to do, and I wasn't going to do it. And it was like the beginning of like that confidence that you can have a say. But yeah, he was mad at me. So weird. Yeah.
What kind of research did he do so he was so confident that that's how she would fall?
Exactly.
I know. I was in a short dress. I was like, sorry, just cut out my legs in the frame then. Like, I don't know what to tell you. No.
We're all just shaking the heads.
That was before me too.
Oh.
You're brazen.